A very good evening and thank you for joining GBS News Special Edition of the webcast. Apologies for beginning late. My name is Stephen George and our sign language interpreter tonight is Alan Kiama. And now to our first story. The former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has launched his political party. The launch occurred at the Democracy for Citizens Party headquarters in Lavington, Nairobi, a county where Gachagua announced the party new interim leadership as they look forward into listening to the ground, as the party slogan states. But the tail end of the launch was full of chaos, as Davis Karani reports.
DCP!
It ended with physical fights as goons stormed Gachagua's newly formed Democracy for Citizens Party headquarters at Lavington in Nairobi just a few minutes after its launch, and the party which, according to Gachagua, will bring change to the country, as he stated what caused his disagreement with his former boss, President William Ruto.
I made a promise to you that in the month of May 2025, I would unveil a new political party whose philosophy resonates with you. As you all know, I'm a truthful man and an honest man. I keep my word and my promises. I detest lies, and that is why I disagreed with the liar number one.
The party represented by a hand with fingers holding the ear keenly, symbolizing its slogan of keenly listening to the ground, or what the majority of the voters speak, which Ruto's administration has failed. And Gachagua today promised that his party will take care of it as from 2027 general elections.
I've held countless virtual meetings. I've held countless media interviews on both national, local, and vernacular stations. I've further engaged the young people on all social media platforms, including X and TikTok. One thing is clear: Kenyans are bleeding. They have nobody to hear their cries. Kenyans have confidently told us that the socio-economic and political problems we face today as a people are as a result of leaders not listening to them.
Does it mean that Gachagua's party, that he had overhyped, is a Lone Ranger party ahead of the forthcoming general elections?
Sisi round hii tunasema ni wakati wa kufanya kazi, so that tukirudi kwenyu hiyo wakati ukifika ni kazi itaongea, hatutakuwa na maneno mingi. Na ndio hata mimi nikiona kuna wengine sasa wanazunguka wakitengeneza chama za kabila, za ukabila, mimi nikiwa governor wa county ya Nakuru nasema nataka kuona watu wakiletwa pamoja, sio watu wakigawanyishwa. Sisi we cannot go that direction. We are one county that is very diverse, na hatutaitikia tukuje hapa tukorogwe kwa ukabila, na ni sisi tunajua ile shida tunakuaga nayo kama Nakuru County maneno ikiendelea hivyo.
We finally have a political party that belongs to all of us, where every Kenyan is treated equally. Our new party is Democracy for the Citizens Party.
Time will tell. Davis Karani for GBS News, Nairobi.
Moving on swiftly, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki today gave a stern warning to school heads not hold and deny students their certificates after having completed school on accounts of fee balance. The Deputy President spoke in Molo, Nakuru County, where he had attended a burial for the 6 out of 12 victims who lost their lives in a fatal road accident at the Arimi Elborg Highway in Molo. Here's the report.
Asante sana kuambia viongozi wote wetu wakiongozwa na Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Thank you very, very much for also gracing this occasion.
At the burial of the 6 out of 12 victims who perished in a ghastly road accident at Arimi Elborg in Molo, Nakuru County, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki gave a directive warning all school heads not to hold certificates of former students on the basis of fee arrears.
Kuna shule nyingi zimekataa kuachilia stakabadhi ya watoto wetu ambao wamefanya mitihani. Wewe ukiwa principal ambaye unaendelea kukaidi amri ya serikali ya Kenya, nataka niseme ya kwamba unahatarisha kazi yako. And we mean business. All principals, head teachers, heads of educational institutions must release, and I say must release, certificates of all the children of Kenya. Alafu tuwache tukifuatilia mambo ya madeni. And it is not a joke. Najua waziri amesema, mimi nimesema kama naibu wa rais, rais amesema. It is not an option. We are not requesting you. We are directing all heads of institutions to release certificates for the children of Kenya. And then we can follow up about the issue of payment of fees arrears as a separate issue.
He assured the residents that the government will from next week send road engineers on the road to reconstruct it to avoid any such accidents in the future.
Kwa hivyo kwa sababu ya mambo hayo yote, nataka nitangaze kwa niaba ya serikali, juma lijalo engineers wetu kutoka serikali kuu Nairobi wataenda hapo AMCO, watufanyie assessment, waanze kuchora designs ili turekebishe hiyo mahali. Na nimesikiza viongozi wetu sana kwa sababu wamesema hiyo mahali imechukua mioyo mingi. Na juzi pia mlisikia mwingine hata anajua kuna mahali kunaitwa Nithi Bridge. Ulikuwa na hiyo shida. So vile tumepata suluhisho ya Nithi Bridge, lazima pia tutafute suluhisho ya AMCO Bridge.
The second in command reiterated that he is the principal assistant to the president.
Hata nimeona watu wengine wanaongea maneno huko, me have no issues. Alright? Najua kuna watu wamejaa kiburi, ujeuri, maringo, madharau. Hii dunia tumehubiriwa, sisi zote tulalala tutaenda. Na hakuna mtu atabeba zozote. Anything. We will not carry anything from this world. So mimi nimetosheka. I am contented. Saa ile niko na hii nafasi, najaribu kusaidia rais, ndio tuwe na kitu ya kuambia wananchi. Hiyo mabarabara nimesema, hiyo bridge, mimi naenda kufuatilia. Hiyo mambo ya watu wetu ambao walifurushwa makwao, naenda kufuatilia wapate haki yao ya kupata makao. Hiyo gari ya polisi imeombwa, naenda kufuatilia. Hiyo masoko imekwama, naenda kufuatilia. Tukishikana na hao viongozi wetu hapa. Sio ndio kazi ya naibu wa rais? Sio ndio kazi ya naibu wa rais? That is the work, to support the president, to help him. Akisema amri, mimi ndio wa kufuatilia, ndio itekelezwe. Mradi ukijaa, rais anakuja anafungua. Wale wanapigana na rais ni upinzani. Wale wanapigana na rais ni wale wa opposition. So mimi as deputy president, my job description as I understand it, ni kuvurutana na maneno ya maendeleo, nisaidie rais ndio tutetee serikali hapo mbele. Kwa sababu kuna mtihani hapo mbele.
Also present to Nakuru County Governor Susan Kihika, Molo MP Kuria Kimani, among other political leaders.
So Your Excellency, if you're able, ningependa tu kukuuliza if it is possible tukutane na viongozi viongozi wa hapa na leadership kutoka upande wa huku tayari in Molo, Karoreni in Molo, Elbagon Kasarani, Elbagon Isli, Matueku in Elbagon. Huko kwote kumekuwa na hiyo shida ya hiyo settlement ya hawa watu wetu, Your Excellency.
Victor Udin, GBS News.
Embu County is increasingly being recognized as a benchmark in the implementation of the Social Health Authority (SHA) program, which was launched in October 2024 as a replacement for the National Health Insurance Fund. The county has recorded substantial progress across various health sectors with both patient and health administrators citing improved access, efficiency and service delivery under the new dispensation. Here is more on the story.
Embu County is emerging as a front runner in the successful implementation of the Social Health Authority program following its national rollout in October 2024. With significant uptake across health facilities and visible impact on patient care, the county is being viewed as a potential model for universal healthcare delivery in the country. However, challenges related to staffing and long-term sustainability still cast uncertainty over the future of the initiative.
If I can rate SHA, naweza kuipa kama uko registered na uko updated, naweza kuipa 80%. Although kuna shida zingine zinatokea kama mtu ameenda alafu kumetokea hitches fulani. Saa zingine downloading ya information inakuwa weak ama kule mashinani, lakini generally siwezi kuipuzilia mbali niseme eti inasumbua.
SHA inafanya kazi hapa Embu, na hata katika miaka 12 ya ugatuzi kuna wakati revenue ya huduma ya afya imekuwa nzuri kama sasa.
Since the shift from the National Health Insurance Fund to the Social Health Authority, Embu's health sector has experienced notable improvements in service delivery. Patients receiving dialysis and maternity care have benefited directly from the program, with treatment costs fully covered under the Social Health Authority. This has reduced financial barriers to care and improved consistency in accessing long-term treatments.
Aliingia ward anaanza kulipiwa na SHA.
Yes.
Na akikuja siku ya kutoka analipiwa na SHA. For example, huyu ni patient amekuja leo, aliadmitiwa on 7th.
Yes.
Amedischargewa on 20th.
Yes.
Amelipiwa hii bill yote ya 50,960.
50,000.
Yes. Na SHA. So it is working.
Na nilikuwa nimekuja kujifungua. Nikajifungua na sofa imenilipia bill yangu ya 10,000. Nimebakisha tu kutoka.
At Embu Level 5 Hospital, referrals from lower level facilities have increased, particularly for specialized services like imaging. With MRI scans now covered under the Social Health Authority, patients no longer need to pay out of pocket for advanced diagnostics. Hospital administrators report that inpatients are fully supported under the program, easing the burden on families and improving patient outcomes.
Inasaidia level 5 outpatient ni picha. Ile picha tunaita MRI, ile picha tunaita CT scan.
Across the county, 84 out of the 104 health facilities have successfully submitted the Social Health Authority claims, amounting to approximately 232 million Kenyan shillings. The remaining 20 facilities are in the process of being onboarded. Pharmaceutical availability has also improved, with 82% refill rate reported. Payments to the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority has been completed, supporting steady supply of medicine. To strengthen healthcare outreach, especially in remote areas, the county recently acquired disease surveillance vehicle to enhance outbreak response.
Across the county, including level 5, about 232 million kutokana na SHA zile ambazo tumefanya claim.
Embu County's experience with the Social Health Authority suggests that universal health coverage in Kenya is achievable with the right systems and support. The positive outcomes so far, from improved patient care to better facility coordination, highlight the potential of the Social Health Authority as a transformative healthcare solution.
Now to another developing story. In the energy sector, unless power generation is accelerated, the Ministry of Energy says that the moratorium on new purchase agreements and budget cuts have affected the sector at a time when demand is growing. Energy PS Alex Wachira has told the National Assembly Committee on Energy that the country may be forced to resort to expensive thermal power if the situation is not addressed urgently. Now, communities living downstream of the Seven Forks Dam cascade are being urged to stay alert and move to higher ground following the overflow of the Kiambere Dam triggered by sustained heavy rainfall in the Mount Kenya and Aberdares catchment areas. Warning of possible flooding along the Tana River basin all the way to Garissa and Tana River counties. Susan Nganga with more.
Communities living downstream of the Seven Forks Dam's hydropower cascade have been asked to move to higher ground following the spilling over of the dams as a result of sustained rainfall in Mount Kenya and Abadea's catchment areas. This came after Kiambere Dam, which is the last dam along the cascade, started spilling over yesterday, having surpassed its maximum capacity. Speaking on Thursday, while on an assessment tour of the dams at Masinga, Energy Principal Secretary Alex Wachira said the overflow in Kiambere is expected to cause flooding and possible displacement of people along River Tana, as far as Garissa and Tana River.
Spilling in Masinga is okay. We allow spilling on Masinga is okay because we have Kamburu downstream that will hold a little bit. We have Kindaruma, we have Gitaro. And then now we have the last standing goalkeeper who is at the moment who is Kiambere. And when now spilling started in Kiambere, then we have to issue a second alert because Kengen had already issued original alert. Now we have to raise the alarm warning. We have to ring the bells and tell the people downstream that now the goalkeeper is no longer holding the water, and the water now is moving south. Garissa communities and the communities in Tana River, we are asking you, please stay away from the riverbank, move to higher grounds, so that even as the water spills down and goes all the way to the Indian Ocean, you are not affected.
Kengen Managing Director Engineer Peter Njenga reported that this was the second alert they were issuing after the largest of the dams and the first in the cascade, Masinga, recorded overflow on the 30th of April. This, he said, has led to subsequent overflows in other 4 dams, namely Gitaru, Kindaruma, and finally Kiambere.
Kiambere Dam rose to reach 700.27 meters against its full supply level of 700 meters above sea level yesterday. Given the current trend and the forecasts, we have witnessed a natural overflow of Masinga Dam from 30th of April this year due to increased inflows from the Abadeas and Viba River to Kamburu Dam. Yesterday, Kiambere Dam experienced natural overflow. So Kiambere, which is the last dam on the cascade, started spilling yesterday in the morning.
Susan Nganga, GBS News.
To our earlier story, in the energy sector, unless power generation is accelerated, the Ministry of Energy says that the moratorium on new purchase agreements and budget cuts have affected the sector at a time when demand is growing. Energy PS Alex Wachira has told the National Assembly Committee on Energy that the country may be forced to resort to expensive thermal power if the situation is not addressed urgently.
Kenya is increasingly becoming reliant on electricity imports from Ethiopia and Uganda to stabilize its power supply. High transmission and distribution losses, estimated at 23% in the year 2023, have further strained the system.
The country now is in dire need of urgent power.
Appearing before the National Assembly Committee on Energy, Energy Principal Secretary Alex Wachira notes that the country is on the brink of tapping into emergency thermal generators, a situation that was witnessed back in 1997, if they do not increase the generation of power.
Every day, when we could not be able to pick 200 megawatts, every day we had load shedding in this country because we do not have adequate power within the country. When we reinstated the Ethiopia line last
Kenya has officially climbed to the 6th spot among Africa's largest economies. This is according to the latest projections by the International Monetary Fund. Deputy President Kithure Kindiki made the announcement today, citing strong economic growth, policy reforms, and renewed momentum in key sectors. With a projected GDP of over $131 billion, Kenya now surpasses Ethiopia to become the leading economy in East Africa. Susan Nganga reports.
Deputy President Kithure Kindiki announced that Kenya is now ranked as the 6th largest economy in Africa, a claim supported by the latest international economic data. According to the International Monetary Fund projections for 2025, Kenya's nominal gross domestic product is estimated at $131.67 billion, placing it sixth on the continent, with South Africa leading. Deputy President Kindiki attributed this progress to government policies aimed at revitalizing the economy, including support for farmers, infrastructure development, and initiatives to empower small-scale traders and entrepreneurs.
Mmesikia ya kwamba 2022 wakati Rais Ruto amechaguliwa, Kenya ilikuwa nchi nambari 8 kwa ukubwa wa uchumi barani Afrika. Lakini mwezi huu Benki ya Dunia na mashirika ya kifedha ya dunia imesema uchumi wetu umesonga kiasi hatua 2. Sasa Kenya iko nafasi ya 6 katika bara la Afrika kwa ukubwa wa uchumi. Imepita Angola na Ethiopia. Na hiyo kazi sio sisi tumefanya, hiyo orodha inafanywa na World Bank and international institutions. Sio hata ni opinion poll ya serikali.
Kenya's rise to 6th place marks a notable improvement from its previous ranking as the 8th largest economy in Africa in 2022. This achievement reflects sustained economic growth, policy reforms, and a resurgence in key sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, and services. Kenya has now surpassed Ethiopia, becoming East Africa's largest economy by GDP. Susan Nganga, GBS News, Nairobi.
Doha is set to host the 2025 ITTF World Table Tennis Championships this Saturday, bringing together 640 top players from around the world. Stars like Lin, San, Felix and Hugo will compete while Qatar's Mohammed leads the local charge in this major global showdown. Here is more on the sports story.
2025 ITTF World Table Tennis Championships takes place in Doha this coming Saturday across Lusail Multipurpose Hall and Qatar University Sports Complex. This 58th edition features 640 players competing in singles, doubles and mixed doubles with 444 matches in a high-stakes knockout format. Top stars set to compete include China's Lin Shidong and San Yingxi, French brothers Felix and Alexis Lebrun, Japan's Tomokazu Harimoto, Brazil's Hugo Calderano, and Egypt's Omar Assar, who says he came to Doha for early preparations.
In tournaments, I take it one match at a time and move step by step. I'll begin my journey facing a Croatian player, and he's a strong opponent, and I'm currently studying his playing style. That's why I came to Doha early to prepare, and I might be the first to arrive here. God willing, it will be a strong start and a successful tournament among our brothers in Qatar.
Host nation Qatar fields 7 players, led by Mohamed Abdul Wahab.
First of all, playing the World Cup finals on home soil is a dream for every player. Our preparations are going well after our return from Dammam, where we participated in a tournament. We're currently putting the final touches in place ahead of the championship to appear in the best possible form.
Backed by home fans, Qatar aims to make a strong impression as Doha continues to shine as a global sports hub. This will be the second time Doha will host the event, the first being in 2004. Elvin Muyodi, GBS Sports.
Hansi Flick's sides were seconds away from being confirmed as champions without playing, only for Madrid to score with practically the last kick of the game at the Bernabeu. Now, Barcelona, who need only 2 points from their final 3 games to secure the title.
Martin Valgent drilled a fine low effort to give visitors Maloc
the lead in the Spanish capital. Hosts Real were dominant but missed a host of chances before Kylian Mbappe found the bottom corner with a well-hit strike. They continued to miss chances before Ramon close-range volley after some poor defending delivered the win. Barcelona are 4 points ahead of Real with the game in hand. Legendary boss Carlo is likely to end his final season at Real Madrid without a major trophy. He said, "We are happy because we want to finish the season well. The game didn't start well, but afterwards, we did very well in all senses." Will Real Madrid still make it to the Win League? Reporting for GBS News, I'm Klein Mungai.
A stellar report there by Mungai. We have come to the end of the news webcast. It is always a pleasure having you on board. Let's do this again, same time, same channel. My name is Stephen George, and our sign language interpreter tonight has been Alan Kiama. Good night.
Everywhere, GBS.